Hi, I'm Colin. Welcome to Learn Somatics. So today I want to show you how to put together some of the more fundamental movements into a basic but comprehensive sequence that will you can use every day essentially. So you can use this before bed or in the morning to prepare for your day. Anytime you use it, it's going to be really helpful. You can even use it as a warm-up for any sport or activity as well. We're going to talk about 7 movements. We're going to get through this reasonably quick. You're going to see how you don't need to do too many repetitions, and if you go slow, focus on the quality of the repetitions rather than the quantity, you're going to find this really, really useful. So the first movement in your daily practice is going to be this arch and flatten. So we set up for this, lay it on our back with our knees bent, feet flat, and all this involves is gently arching our back by pressing our tail down and rolling our pelvis towards our feet, makes our low back arch, makes our back tighten, and then slowly relaxing and flattening back down. And we're just going to do 5 of those for this sequence. So gently inhaling as we arch, we're pandiculating the lower back muscles, contracting them on purpose at this point, and then slowly relaxing them as we flatten our back, pressing our low back down, rolling our pelvis back toward our nose a little. That's 2. Inhale to arch again. Feel those low back muscles tighten. Slowly relaxing them down. Pressing the back down to roll your pelvis the opposite direction towards your nose, towards your chest. That's 3. Inhaling again. Arching those back muscles, slowly releasing. Exhaling as we flatten. That's 4. And then inhaling one last time to arch. And then slowly letting that arch come out and then pressing our low back down, flattening the back out. And pause. So that's 5 nice, easy repetitions of arch and flatten. We released our lower back. Next up, we're going to get into the front a little bit with an arch and curl. So pop the hands behind the head. And we're going to arch our back again, as we were doing. Again, slowly release. Let the back flatten, and then bring the elbows in and curl up. Pressing your back down to curl up, and then slowly relaxing back to the floor. Again, we're going to do about 5 of these. Inhaling to arch, exhaling to flatten, pressing the back down to curl up. Elbows pointing toward the knees, chin tucked. You'll feel your belly tighten, slowly come on down, relaxing the belly muscles. That's 2. Inhale to arch, exhale to flatten, press the back down to curl up, belly tightens, slowly relaxing back to the floor. We're getting our front and our back with this movement. That's 3 repetitions. 2 more. Inhale to arch, exhale to flatten, pressing the back down to curl up. Feel the belly tighten. Slowly relax back to the floor, relaxing the belly. And then back to rest. And one last time for 5. Inhaling to arch, exhaling to flatten. Elbows in, curling up by pressing our back down. And then slowly relaxing back to rest. All right. That's arch and flatten and arch and curl. For the next movement, you're going to roll onto your front. So let's do that now. So next up is our back lift. For this, we're going to lay on our front like so, with our head turned to the right and our head resting, our left cheek resting on the back of our right hand, like so. And we're just going to do 3 repetitions of this back lift. We're going to lift our head, hand, and our elbow. We're going to keep our hand attached to our face. And we're also going to lift our opposite leg, which in this case is that left leg. And we're just going to do 3 of these, so like so. Inhaling up, lifting the head, the elbow and the hand, and the opposite leg. You're going to feel this all through the back of your body. And then slowly down, relaxing all those back muscles, posterior chain muscles. And we're going to do just 2 more of those. Coming on up, feeling that tension Deliberate contraction of the back muscles, slowly coming down. Feel all those back muscles relax. Take a complete pause at the bottom. And then we're going to do just one more. All the way up, feel the back tighten, and then slowly coming on down. And now we're going to repeat that on the other side. So now we're laying with our head to the left, our right cheek resting on the back of our left hand, like so. And again, just 3 times, we're going to do that same movement on the opposite side, lifting the elbow head hand and the right leg, feeling the back tighten, slowly coming on down, completely relaxing. 2 more times, picking on up, coming down nice and slow so we can feel those back muscles softening out, relaxing deliberately. Complete rest. And then just one more time, head, elbow, hand, and opposite leg. And then nice and slowly back to rest. That's your back lifts. Let's move on back onto our back. So now we've done our back lift. Next up is our diagonal arch and curl. So this is similar to what we did in the second movement. Take your right hand, place it behind your head. Take your left hand and take a hold of your left knee. And from here, we're going to arch our back like we've been doing. Slowly let that relax. Drawing the left knee in a little. Curling up, bringing our right elbow in and drawing the knee and elbow toward each other. Don't worry if they don't touch, that's not the goal. And then slowly relax back to rest. And we're just going to do 3 of these. Inhaling to arch, you'll feel how that sends your knee away. Exhale to flatten, curling up on the diagonal, elbow to opposite knee, and then slowly back to rest. This is the exact opposite of your back lift. You're going into curling on the diagonal as opposed to extension. Last repetition. Inhale to arch. Exhale to flatten, curling up on that diagonal. And then slowly back to rest. All right. Opposite side. Left hand behind the head. Take a hold of the right knee with the right hand. And again, we're going to arch, slowly relax, let the back sink, curl up on that opposite diagonal. And you may find it's easier on one or the other, that's fine. And again, inhale to arch, exhale to flatten and curl up on the diagonal. Again, pressing your back down will make it easier. Slowly uncurl back to the table. That's 2. Just going to go 1 more of these. Inhale to arch. Exhale to flatten and curl up on that diagonal. And slowly back to the floor. Okay. So with those movements, we've addressed the front and the back and the diagonals front and back as well. So now it's time to get into some rotation. So our arms are out to the sides like so. And from here, we're going to let our head turn to the left, hips and knees go to the right. Left arm rolls up, right arm rolls down like so. And we're just going to swap that position now, tipping the hips and knees to the left, head to the right, and rolling the arms the opposite direction. This is your washrag, and we're just going to do 5 or 6 passes each side, nice and slowly, wringing out the entire trunk, hips, shoulders. This is a great movement. Just take your time, go back and forth, see if you can make it feel smooth and easy. Nice and lazy movement. And after doing those previous movements, this should feel really easy and fluid. Okay, that seems like about enough for the Washrag. All right, back to middle. Now, next up, second last movement, we're going to address our hips and legs with invert evert. So let the legs be straight. And we're going to begin with this left foot. We're going to let the knee turn out, slide the foot up, let the hips roll toward the left as we pick the foot up off the floor, and slowly let the leg straighten back out. We're going to go the opposite way. We're going to turn the left leg in, let the hips roll to the right, and flip the hips over to lift the foot up, and the knee will go in. And we're going to repeat that a handful of times. Knee turns out, slide the leg up, hip turns over, you can lift the foot. Back down, go the opposite way, hips turn the opposite direction to the right, so you can lift the foot up. You'll notice the head will turn as well. Nice and slowly back to straight, and just go back and forth like that 4 or 5 times. It's a nice twisting movement of the trunk, but you're also getting your hips and leg involved. So your brain can coordinate the actions of the trunk with the leg and back. All right, that's the left side. Again, we're going to repeat that on the second side. So we're going to let the right knee turn out, slide that right foot up, let the hips turn to the right as we pick up the right foot a little, and let the head turn left. And back to straight, nice and slow. And then the opposite movements, up the outside, hips turn to the left, head turns to the right. And back to straight. And we're going to do this a handful of times. And again, you may find that it's maybe more challenging or more easy on one side over the other. That's fine. Just take your time. Go slow, and they'll even out the more you practice. All right, we'll just do one more. Inverting. Make sure you let those hips roll over. That's going to make this movement easier. Everting. And back to rest. So now you're almost done. Last movement. Bring the knees back to bent, but let the feet be wide or apart, about the width of a mat, a yoga mat, if you're on a yoga mat, but wider than your hips, possibly even wider than your shoulders. From here, you're just going to let your knee tip in and let your hips sort of roll up a little bit as well. So you're going to feel the weight in your right hip. And from here, roll your hips back to the floor and let your opposite knee tip in, your right knee at the moment. And just go back and forth like that, rolling the hips over side to side to help you let the knee drop in. Don't worry if your knee doesn't drop into the floor. Doesn't matter. Just practice the movement. And the more you practice it, the more you're going to free up your trunk and hips. And as the trunk and hips free up, that knee is going to find its way down to the floor. So go back and forth nice and lazy with that. This is walking exercise 1. It's a nice way to close out your daily practice. We just do this about half a dozen times, in and out. No stretching, just gently rolling back and forth, making sure the movement feels smooth and fluid. Alrighty, that feels pretty good now. So come back to rest. So that's a nice sequence you can use every day. Keep yourself feeling relaxed, comfortable, and limber. That covers all of the fundamental movements, and it also addresses the entire body. If there was a movement there you weren't sure of, check in the description below. I've put links to the longer breakdown of each of the individual movements, so you can go through them and then add them back into this routine. Most important thing is to go slow, focus on quality of the repetitions rather than the quantity, and take your time. Give that a try. I think you're going to find it really helpful. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.